Ooh, hold on 1 second. I'm going to need something. We will need this today, no doubt. I got a message from a friend saying, hey, Western media is really kind of vilifying Modi and spinning this whole Kashmir Article 370 in a different way. Can you please react to it? And because it's kind of discerning or discouraging. I've watched the video, and let me say he's not really Western media. He's nobody that I've heard of, although he is 7 times bigger than we are in his channel. I watched the video. He's sourcing BBC it's like having your current girlfriend go ask your ex-girlfriend what's wrong with you, right? You're going to get a whole bunch of stuff like the BBC. What are we doing with BBC? So let's go ahead and listen to what he says. I got the mask because I'm going to need this, and we'll get into it and break it down.
So India has taken some pretty extreme steps and escalated a conflict with Pakistan.
No conflict.
So I want to show you here a BBC clip about a region called Kashmir. And let me give you just a little bit of the backstory before we jump into the clip. So there's an Indian Kashmir and there's a Pakistani Kashmir. And the region that's technically part of India is basically semi-autonomous, and they're self-governing according to an old agreement. Well, India just decided, we're going to rip up that agreement. And we're going to say you're no longer semi-autonomous. And they went as far as to crack down and declare like martial law and have this authoritarian crackdown where there's no phone, there's no internet, they shut off the power, and they basically have blocked this region from the world. So it's kind of like a brazen crackdown and just an attempt at total and complete occupation and domination and control. Now, this was the best picture that I could find. I don't know how well you guys could see it from there, but you see India, and then you see we have Kashmir and Jammu. Forgive me for pronouncing these like a white boy. I think it's called Kashmir, like the cloth.
Then why are you doing the video?
Pronounce these properly. But anyway, you have Kashmir and Jammu, and you can see that there's Pakistan-administered Kashmir. So that's technically part of Pakistan. And then you have Indian.
Hey, congratulations! Kashmir. He found Wikipedia. Good job, buddy.
India has said, even though we let this region be semi-autonomous in the past, well, we're taking away that now, and we're sending the military there, and we're going to crack down. So, really, really, really bad situation unfolding. Now, having said all of that, let's take a look at the clip from BBC, and then we'll discuss further.
India's government has made a significant move to take direct control of the state of Kashmir. It will try to revoke a part of the constitution which gives India's only Muslim-majority state the right to run its own affairs. Opposition parties have called this one of the
Congress Party
for Indian democracy, as the government proposed
Pakistan
to revoke the special status enjoyed by Jammu and Kashmir. Chaotic scenes in Parliament, as you can see. Home Minister Amit Shah making the announcement. Massive protests happening there. Article 370, which gives Jammu and Kashmir more autonomy than any other Indian state, is sensitive because it is the basis on which Kashmir joined India. Let's take you straight to Yogita Lamai, who joins us now from Delhi. Yogita, just tell us more about this. What is a stunning development, really?
Well, so this is an article, a part of the Indian constitution, and as you said, this was a promise made by India to Kashmir at the time of partition, because at that time Kashmir was a princely state. Both India and Pakistan wanted it to be a part of each country, and India said to Kashmir that if Kashmir becomes a part of India, then it will have this special status. So it's an independence over most things except for defense, communications and external affairs. And that's essentially what has been done away with today by the government. They've moved to revoke that.
There's a reason
why.
why.
Once the president signs it, it will come into effect. And really what's being questioned and the outrage that you saw there is because many people are saying this is unconstitutional. If a part of the constitution has to be changed, then why was it not voted on by MPs?
So Yogita, why is the government doing this?
Well, this was one of their big election promises. It's actually been on the ruling BJP's agenda for a very long time now, but it was one of the big election promises in the 2019 polls that just went by. And many say, I mean, critics of the move to revoke this article say that this is part of the Hindu Nationalist Party's plan to change the demographics of India's only Muslim majority state.
What is the reaction likely to be in Kashmir itself?
Well, it's very hard to get any information out of Kashmir. I mean, if you see what's happened in the past few days, it's really unprecedented. Internet and phone services are completely cut off, very hard to reach anyone there. Last night, major politicians in the region were placed under house arrest. In the past week, tens of thousands of extra troops have been sent there. Section 144 is imposed, which basically means that more than 5 people cannot gather in one place at a time. So protests, public rallies, meetings cannot be held. And with people not being able to communicate with each other, it's very hard right now to find out what the reaction is like. But it's quite clear that the government was expecting protests. Every time Section 370 or anything about it has come up, there have been protests in Kashmir. So, you can be certain that there is anger simmering in many parts of the region, although it's not on display yet.
And briefly, Yogita, we've seen tension really escalating recently between India and Pakistan. What reaction have we had from Islamabad about this move?
Well, Islamabad has condemned this move. They've called it unconstitutional. You've even seen protests actually, in Pakistan-controlled Kashmir against this move. And that was, again, a reaction that's, possibly expected because these are two countries that are fighting over the region. They both say they both stake claim to the whole of the region. So India trying to now tighten its grip over the part of Kashmir that its control is bound to be condemned by Pakistan.
So, just so everybody knows, I had to learn a lot about this yesterday before commenting on it, and I can tell you that every single news segment that I watched on this, massively downvoted. And you go to the comments and you realize very quickly that there's like a concerted effort of pro-Modi trolling out there. So it's like a guarantee anything that's even mildly critical of what the Indian government is doing here, there's just like a whole troll army that massively downvotes you and acts like you're being totally unreasonable and you don't understand the situation and how dare you and so on and so forth. So I just want to warn everybody in advance because, I don't know the situation. Perhaps I escaped that trend, but it's very likely that this video that you're watching right now is massively downvoted and you're like, wow, that's weird. Kyle didn't really say anything controversial or strange or I don't understand. Well, now you know why. Because it's a trend all throughout YouTube. Anything even mildly critical of Modi and the Indian government here, it's just non-stop downvotes. So anyway, having said that, I put that aside. Here's my totally banal commentary on this. If you had a situation in Kashmir which was basically it's a semi-autonomous region and you had relative peace and stability there. Why on earth would you change that? Why on earth would you do anything to move us away from that relative peace and stability? Now, I don't know. Maybe there's a very strong, freedom movement in Kashmir where they want to be their own independent state. I have no idea what the numbers are, and if you polled people in Kashmir, what percentage of them would say, hey, I want to be part of the state of Pakistan, and what percentage of them would say, no, I want to be part of the state of India, and what percentage of them would say, no, we want to be our own country of Kashmir. I don't know what the percentages are. I've never seen polling on it. But having said all that, if the state of affairs prior to this was, it's a, it's a segmented region, a bifurcated region. Part of it's controlled by Pakistan, part of it's controlled by India. But the Indian side was semi-autonomous.
It did not.
And that led to relative peace and stability. There's literally no reason that's non-ideological to ruin that. So in other words, what I mean by that is, this does kind of show pretty clearly that Modi is a committed Hindu nationalist. And I think the goal is to reassert control over a Muslim-majority region. And I think that there are parallels here to Israel-Palestine. Many people have pointed this out. This now it's starting to look a lot like the Israel-Palestine situation. What I would have said from the beginning is, hey man,
okay, I have to stop the video here because I'm going to lose my mind. I want to lose my mind. Okay, where to start with? Let me just start with the last thing I heard. Israel and Palestine, right? First of all, the Palestinians are Jordanians that have been pushed out. They've been pushed out of Jordan. Jordan didn't want them, and they were in the area. When Israel was formed, Israeli government and families bought the land from these people at a more than fair market price, then settled the land, and all of a sudden what was a wasteland turned into a beautiful region, and they were like, no, we want that back. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the dissidents in Gaza, right, are mostly funded by Iran and are involved in nefarious movements against the sovereignty of Israel. Israel is nowhere near the land it's been promised and is about the size of New Jersey, right? And all they're doing is looking for a right to live and exist. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, why are you doing a video when you have no idea what's going on? You remind me of me the very first time I saw the Sholay trailer, and I decided I was going to go talk on a turn and speak about Sholay and who is this guy in the motorcycle holding hands with another guy. It seems really weird. Oh, that's Amitabh. Oh, I'm completely wrong. Oh, I don't understand culture. Oh, here we go. Here come the punches from the Indian viewers. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so relatively peace. No, there is no peace. Kashmir has become a staging ground for Pakistan to carry out nefarious plots and plans. The reason they moved into this area, right, was he didn't mention the big, large weapon cache that was found. He didn't mention the fact that there are 3 to 5 families who have been in Kashmir who have been stealing the Indian monies that have been coming in to help the people there and making themselves rich while and then sharing that with Pakistan. He didn't talk about that. He didn't talk about all the LOC and why is that LOC there? Why is that area the most guarded border in the whole world? And he reminded me of in the book of Job, right? Job was this righteous dude who had all this evil befall him because he was righteous. He didn't do anything wrong to deserve it. And Job's friend showed up and tried to tell him, listen, maybe you just made God mad. Maybe you're evil and you don't realize that. What did you do to sin against God to get him to do all these things for you? And then God shows up and God says to his friends, who are you that darken my counsel of understanding? Like, where were you when I formed the world? And he goes on and on and on to put these people back in their place. Dude, what are you doing? You have no idea what this region is. You have no idea of how the people of Kashmir have suffered. You have no idea about the crime, about the illegal weapon stashes, the staging points that this area has become. You have no idea. It is very similar to your analogy of Israel, of invaders trying to take sovereign land which is not theirs, right? And we see that. But this like, what are you doing, dude? The guy, I don't know. And again, be very clear to my friend who sent this to me. He's not mainstream media. he's basically 7 times bigger than I am on the other side of the aisle, right? This proves that Modi is a nationalist, a Hindu. Have you like what are you doing, dude? Really? Let's see. India is like 80% Hindu, 90% Hindu, and their popular leader happens to be Hindu, and he wants to see India first. Oh, how dare you! How dare you, India! How dare you look out for yourself first before you help all the other poor countries around you who can't figure out anything, right? Come on, man. There's nothing wrong with being a nationalist. There's nothing wrong with being a Hindu nationalist. There's nothing wrong with me being a nationalist, me being a Christian nationalist. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like what I think is going on here with this guy, he is looking for a controversy to jump in, and hopefully he'll grow his audience. That's what I think is going on. You know, if you want to engage the Indian audience, start reacting to Indian trailers, right? Like, I don't know, man, but this is completely ridiculous. And the video goes on, I think, for another 6 minutes. But this guy's constantly like, I didn't know too much about it. I had to read it up on Wikipedia. I had to go watch a bunch of clips. And it's just like, and you're going to sit here and say what you just said? Just ridiculous. In my estimation, ridiculous. Now, he's entitled to his opinion, but I disagree with it. I disagree with it completely. This was a strategic move, right? This was a strategic move. It had to be done. It ensures safety and prosperity for everybody, right? And the amount of money that was defrauded from India, sending aid to Kashmir and Jammu by these families. Yeah, they are arrested. Opposition is arrested. Yeah, they're arrested because they were stealing billions of money, billions of dollars. Like, wouldn't you be arrested if you were defrauding the government billions of dollars? You should be. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was good stuff, though. Good stuff. I liked his set. His set looked pretty slick, didn't it? I liked it. Maybe I should go, like, with a neon sign that says Professor and Warrior Queen Show, featuring Co-Protector and Beardo. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys later. Peace and much love.
I want to say, all the people, please subscribe Movie Community College. God bless you, brothers. Keep it up. You're making really great video. And please subscribe my CWV YouTube channel too. God bless you. Thanks for supporting me. I love you. Your name really very Inuit Professor.